Good morning. I'm back again at the skate park. I skated on Wednesday as well, but there are quite a lot of people around, and I didn't really want to try anything new because doing something really new when people are around is one extra thing to worry about when you're working at the limits of your ability. So yes, I did a bunch of drop-ins and jumps out, and I started to try some grabs as I jumped out the other side of the half pipe. So I roll in, do a rolling drop in, jump out the other side and try and do something. Land forward, land backwards, do a grab, something. That was a lot of fun. But today we're back and we're working on the spine again. I've done a little warm-up, skated around. I've done a couple of right here, dropped in on one side, and then front side stalled up and out and then rolled off the top, which is what I'm going to try to do on the spine. So let's get to it. Okay, the bowl is a bit too wide for me to get a good camera angle, so I'm hoping this will be good enough. So to start off with, we're just going to do some low frontside stalls like we were doing at the end of the last video, and then we're going to try and just do a stall straight onto the top and then roll over, or straight onto the top and maybe fall back, and not fall back, but roll back. Fingers crossed. And yeah, we're going to build up the height and try to go all the way over. So yeah, here we go. Totally bottled it there, didn't commit, felt fear and panic. Let's try again. There's some kind of fear that's stopping me from going higher. Maybe I should try dropping from the other side, because it's deeper. Which is, you can't see your landing until you've fully committed and rotated. One foot almost goes straight over then. I don't know how to pump for the height without accidentally pumping forwards as well. We'll get there. That was ridiculous. I can feel myself hesitating the whole time and not committing to the height and the pump the way I do over here. And it's because, I guess it's because A, I can't see, and B, getting it wrong is more dangerous, because landing on the spine is a lot worse than landing on the flat. I don't know if you can tell from my body language the hesitation that I'm having, but perhaps I need to visualise exactly what I'm going to do a bit more before I do it. Because at the moment I'm just lined up on it. Oh, no rush, just keep working. Today or tomorrow or next year, how they get it. That was almost quite the wipeout. That felt a lot better. I managed to get so high that I could look over the other side. And I gave a bit more of a pump to it. That's an improvement on what's going on so far, but it's also quite close to the start of the session. It's early, it's only just gone 7, so everything's a bit cold, I'm a bit cold. So kind of expected that my first few, other than the fear, are a bit janky. But we're getting back to where we were the other day. I'm getting good at getting out this side as well. Sideways movement there. The more I do it, the more I get used to this phase, and the easier that'll become. And then, as more automatic as this becomes, I can focus more on the rest of it. So let's just keep on going. Whoa! Bottled it. I feel like doing it at the close end of the spine is scarier than doing it at the further end. I think it's because it's closer together at this end, so there's a lot less time to sort yourself out. Who knows? Let's try it over here and see if it's more comfortable. Oh. That's one for the highlight reel. So, I'm going to have to watch that back. That was definitely caused by bottling the move. Definitely caused by fear and panic. And then my legs came up. That's going to make a really good, what would you call it, title screenshot though. Oh boy. Not that hurt, but my neck feels a little bit wrenched. Must have been the whiplash. Let's try again. So not exactly feeling more comfortable at that end, but actually that could also have been caused by, and I think it was caused by, pumping the transition on this side too early. Because it's further away, my body expects to pump at a certain time, and it's too early, so my feet were going forwards before they should have, and I was leaning backwards before I should have. Yeah, that's what it was. And I don't think it was. I don't actually think it was fear that made me fall just then. It was fear that made it look so spectacular because I started falling and then I panicked. But yeah, fundamentally it was the pump at the wrong time that did it. Okay, we're not going to finish on a big failure like that. We're going to try it. What got to keep trying. But don't know how to get past this little edge of fear, or because a lot of the time, like when you're starting to go in a bowl or something like that, the first thing you do, unless you're young and less prone to anxiety over injury, let's say, the first thing that you do is not do a drop-in or do a rolling drop-in or something like that and just like get over it. The first thing you do is slide down into the bowl and go back and forward and get a feel for the ramp, and pretty much what I did. And so piece by piece you can prepare yourself for how it's going to feel and what it's going to be like, and you can eliminate a lot of fear. You can eliminate a lot of fear with that process. But with this one, I'm still not sure how to break it down into something that I'm less scared of. But again, like I said before, maybe it's just like, just keep on trying until you get it. I mean, the first part isn't dangerous anymore, except for, you know, occasionally you just make a screw up. That's just what happens with skating. Professionals fall all the time. Yeah, I've got to focus on getting forwards because I'm still leaning too far back, so like at some point I'm probably going to mess it up and my wheels are going to go over the top of the spine. I'm still going to be leaning back instead of forwards. I need to get up and forwards. What was that? That certainly affected me, that fall. Just subconsciously, I guess. Gotta get back to where I was before. To the place I was before. Yeah, I've got this thing in my head that I want to go through the spine instead of over it, so I'm not leaning back the way I should. I'm staying leaning forward, which is obviously to avoid the same fall again. My body's doing its job, I guess, but right, so I think I'm going to switch back to the small half pipe until I'm feeling better. A bit safer. Something's wrong with my attitude at the moment. Okay, let's do that. I'm here to have fun and learn a skill. I'm not here to get hurt. My neck is hurting and I can feel this kind of anxiety that's locking me up and is going to make me to continue to make mistakes. And when you're in that frame of mind and you're trying to do something new, it's not a good idea to continue. So we're just going to go back to the little half pipe here, and I'm going to do some basic front sides up out of the half pipe and try and get back to, this is how you do it, this is what your arms do, and then like work that anxiety out. There's no need to force it. And we're just going to do the front sides. Whoa. So my wheels came up on top there without locking into the H block. So if I'd done that on the spine, my feet probably would have gone out and I would have like fell on my bum or back on the spine. So this is the right call until I feel better. Okay, that's 2, 3, 3. 4. Still feeling quite like uncoordinated. That's the word. Like tight shoulders and lack of coordination, lack of flow, lack of smoothness. See, that wasn't that high up. I don't have to get that high up in order to be able to get over the spine. I think the problem that I have is what to do. Obviously you just do a drop in, but turning that wobbly into a proper drop in is okay. That felt a lot smoother though. I was concentrating on trying to flow. So what I was working on the other day was staying on the half pipe like as long as possible until my wheels really were touching the coping when coming out. And I was doing some jumps and grabs and stuff out of there. And yeah, it's amazing. You really think when you're standing here that the half pipe is a downward thing, but actually it's quite a ramp. And even if you don't try and jump forwards when you go out, you can probably see it a lot easier from that angle. But when you even when you don't try to jump forwards when you're jumping out, you're carried forwards because it's a ramp and not a I don't know what you would call it, vert. See, maybe I've got a good reason to be scared of the spine, because if I do that kind of crap on it, it's really going to hurt. But when is the line when you say, I'm ready or I'm not ready? Because this isn't scary, because I can mess up bad and be fine. That was good. Maybe I could imagine when I'm going down over there, maybe I could imagine that it's flat on the other side. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Nope. And of course here, I should imagine that there's no flat thing. Good imagination. That's why I bottled it. But yes, that's a good tip. Just keep imagining there's nothing up there. Yeah, I would have had no choice that time but to go in the other side. Whether I would have panicked or been able to flow with it, I'm still not sure. But yeah, when I'm down there and I can't see the top, I'm really trying to imagine that it's the spine. Yeah, still, that one, I don't know if you could tell, but I was really imagining it. I felt very tense, but it still worked out okay. So this seems to be a good exercise. That was a lot smoother. I put a lot less effort into getting up and like trying to almost knocked myself over then. You know, trying to figure out what weird thing I should do with my body, and I was more like letting the pipe do the work. That felt good. was another good one. God, I'm coming up with good insights today. Let the pipe do the work. Imagine that there's a, visualize has always been an obvious one for every sports person. And my fall there, I realised that I pumped too soon. That was good. Again, which is a let's say a consequence of not letting the pipe do the work. So there's an argument for, if you're scared, just keep trying. But there's also an argument for, if you're scared, pull back a bit, get comfortable again, and then push forward again. And I think it depends on the circumstances, but in this case I'm feeling a lot better. Like the fall, I've forgotten about it, my body feels good again. I've come up with some decent tips for myself when I'm doing it. I really like this sport because it's not just a physical sport, it's also a mental sport, because you really have to think about what you want to do and how you're going to do it, and what you're getting wrong and how you're going to fix it. And I'd love to have a coach, like a really good, an old school skater who could just tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I also really like the process of talking to myself and figuring it out. I was really thinking to myself, let the pipe do the work, let the pipe do the work. And I wasn't messing around with trying to jump or trying to shove my body forwards or anything like that. And yeah, it came out quite well. I got a lot of speed on the exit as well. Whoops-a-daisy. That time was different. I was trying to do something and let it, instead of just letting my body and the pipe figure it out between themselves. Sounds good. Oh, and there's another thing that I wanted to show you while I'm here, which was that kind of, because when you do that, I landed sideways, but I feel like I can make it land backwards. And so a good way to add safety, it seems counterintuitive, but I feel like going down the other side of the spine backwards is going to be safer than trying to go down it forwards. Now, going over the spine and trying to get that turn in is obviously quite dangerous, but it does mean that you're landing the whole time. Whereas when you're going forwards, that's not necessarily true. And sometimes you might try to look over your shoulder to figure out where you are and where to put your feet and stuff. But that's going to turn you if you're in the air. Nice and smooth. I don't know if you can notice the difference in my body, but I was a lot more relaxed and yeah. I think I've made my point enough. Okay, so we're going to get the camera back where it was before, and we're going to go back to the spine. Oh dear, I'm going to go. Okay, so we've done a bunch of good ones in the small pipe. I'm feeling better again. I feel like I've, given my body time to unwind and my brain time to think about things I could be doing better. So we're going to go back to the spine and continue trying to go over it. Okay, camera's back where I want it. Let's go. Oh.
definitely felt better than before. I'm pretty sure I was quite high and vertical on that one, and that kind of focusing on relaxed body, focusing on relaxing, really, that helps. I could have had that, but I did a little bit of panicking, and then I kind of one of my wheels went over the back again and gave me that tiny little bit of off balanceness that made the decision for me. So I was vertical, but I couldn't find out how to get my body just that little bit further forward. I couldn't get forward. What a relief. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, okay, yes. Let's keep that going. I'm going to try and get 10. Let the pipe do the work. Who would have thought? Oh, I can't get over. I am happy with that. I'm also happy with, even when I don't get over now, I'm consistently getting on the top of the spine. And the reason is, guess what? I'm letting the pipe do the work. I'm not trying to force my body to do, I don't know, you kind of, some of them need to say, get your arms back, then you push them forward so you can get further forward. You don't need to do any of that. You just need to relax and let your skates go on the pipe. Whew. I really feel like that realisation has made me turn a corner in my skating, in my pipe skating, in my bowl. Oh. Still on two. So maybe there's something I need to do with my body that I'm not doing every time. So when that happens, oh, what was that? Other than a heavy landing on my bum. Let's try and walk it off and we'll keep going and see if I need to stop. Don't let it fall, let it tense up, stay nice and loose, remember the mantra. Dropped in before I was horizontal enough, I think that's what happened last time. At least this time it wasn't so bad, but last time, yeah, I think I dropped in and I was still far too vertical. I was trying to force it when I should have just let gravity and my skates do their job. Absolutely. bum landing a little bit on the other side this time. Ooh. So I've got 5 in total. 5 more, hopefully before my body falls apart. Oop, not going. Whoa. Oh, did it again. That is still quite a steep drop on the other side. That's 6. I'm going to turn the camera to the right a bit so that you can see my exits as well.
And then my memory ran out, so it stopped recording. I got to 20 over the spine. There are a couple of other falls that weren't super spectacular, but mostly, yeah, that was a really, really good session. It started off hairy, trying to work on the spine, did that massive fall on my back, made the right decision, I think, which was to pull back into the small half pipe and start loosening up again and shaking off that anxiety before heading back to the spine. Finally managed to get one, and after I got one, it was like, now I can do it. So it's it was pretty much over after that. So yeah, I got to, I think it was 8 or 9 that you guys actually saw, but in the end I went all the way to 20. And once I got to 20, I was starting to feel a bit tired, and I kind of thought I was pushing my luck a bit as well. So I decided to call it a day. So yeah, that's the wrap up. Thanks for watching. Bit of a long one today, I know. And I'll see you next time. Bye.